Welcome to the next session in queue creation, which is add item to queue. Till now we have seen how to create a queue and where to create queue in system tab. Next to that, how to use those queues into our business process is the following steps. So you can create a new process or you can open the existing process where you want to add or use the queue concept. Blue Prism has some inbuilt business object that comes as part of a software, so you don't need to do anything to do queue objects into your Blue Prism environment. By default, as soon as you install the software, you will get loaded this inbuilt objects. These internal business objects are not diagrams and you cannot be able to see or change. It can only be referred or used. Use an action stage, a double click on the action stage to open the action properties. As soon as you get a properties wizard, in that you have to choose business object and the name should be work queue, and under that you have to choose the action which is add to queue to add or to load the item into your work queue, which will ask two input, which can be a mandatory thing. You might have all other input as well, but consider that these two will be mandate. First one is queue name and the second one is input data item which you want to load into your work queue. But keep it in mind that it will accept only collection. If you give any text, it will not able to get loaded because it won't accept any text or number or any other data item or data type. It will accept only collections, which means like you will have bunch of records stored in the collection that will get loaded into work queue. So as soon as you add the data into work queue, queue status can be viewed in queue management. Remember that queue creation will be part of a security or system tab, but your queue concept where you can view or you can manage the queue, that will be in the queue management, which is under controls tab. The same way internal work queue objects have options like get next item or get pending item, get mark as exception, get exception item, or generate report. So you have a lot of options in the same inbuilt internal object as well. You can explore a lot in more detail wherever it is required as per your business requirement. So coming up next, I'm going to show you how to create the queue as I explained right now. And followed by that, we will see how to add the items into the work queue. So now I'm into the Blue Prism screen where we are going to see how to create work queue first. You can click on the systems icon or settings icon, or you can choose by using system tab on the top. And next to that, you have to choose workflow, and under workflow, you have work queue as option. You can click new to create a queue. If you keep on clicking new, it will keep on adding the queue. So to delete the queue, just click delete button. It is pretty simple and straightforward. And I'm going to create a queue which is on the name a BP07 and the temperature extraction a Google. So this is going to be similar name as we have process, which as I said earlier, if you give process name similar to the queue name, that will be easy for helpful for you to map. Leave the key name as empty. We'll come back to this session, this part in the later part, because if we leave it as empty or if we didn't give anything, by default it will be field one, which is going to give you item key as empty when you see in queue management. So anyway, we'll come to this as a later part. So next, you can define maximum attempts. You can change the attempts by clicking the arrow, or you can reduce by clicking the down arrow. For this point, I'll keep it as 1 because I don't want to increase it, and status as running. You can even pass the queue. Don't change anything because that's not going to be the major part. And once you're done with this, you can just click apply button at the bottom corner. You can be able to see, just click apply. So as soon as you click apply, the name from Q1 has been changed to BP07, which I recently gave. So that means like the queue is now created and ready to use it in your process or object. So now I have opened the process name from where I have to use the queue, or I'm going to use the queue. So here I'm going to use the queue, and the input to load to the queue is this location collection. Remember that queue will accept only the collection as an input. It won't accept any data item as like this. So this is going to be our queue input. Anyway, to make you a difference, I'm not going to do anything with this page because we have already did some action in this page. To make you simple, I'm going to create a new page, which is a populate queue, and click OK. You can change the color because I've used this color earlier, so it is having the same color. You can click and adjust the colors as well. So now I've created a page to populate the queue. To do that, calling action or adding item to work queue, you have to choose action. And as soon as you choose action, you can be able to put it in your workspace. Double click that. So you can able to, it will be able to enter your action name. Just click OK. And before that, it will be able to ask, or it will allow you to choose your business objects as well. Just click and choose work queues. In that, you have actions to choose. So you'll have list of other actions, different actions as I explained in the theoretical part, but right now we need only add to queue. Just click on that add to queue and click OK. So as I already explained, it will ask you to enter two names or two input basically. One is your queue name and the other one is your data, which is the collection, which will accept in the form of a collection. And to do that, you can able to directly give your queue name within a double quotes. It will accept as an expression. You can give it as BP0, sorry, BP007, temperature, all those things. Exactly the queue name you have to give. So what I'm going to do is like to make a difference, just I'm going to create a data item which is in the name as like queue name. So I don't want to give it directly there because it will be easy if I give it in the data item and refer it there. So this is the queue name which we have created, and I'm just setting the value in the initial value and click OK. You will be able to see this data item which is holding the queue name. And to make it a difference, you can put this in a block and change the color so that it will be easy to analyze or understand. So this is, oh, this is a queue name and that's been referred. So we'll keep it as queue name. And you can call this queue name data item into your action which you have used. So use queue name here so that it will carry, you can able to evaluate, it will carry the temperature name. And next part, we are going to see how to add the input into your work queue. So as I explained, it will accept only collection. So in this case, we are going to use location as a collection. So just drag and drop here and click OK. So now you might wonder, there is no location part which is available in this page. So how does it call or how does it get referred to this page might be a question. So you can go to the main page and double click the collection. You have an option to make it visible to the other page. If you click hide, it is not going to visible to the other page where you will not be able to call. If I double click it, where earlier I have option to choose collection, but right now it is hidden where you will not be able to choose the collection. So that is more of a private and globalization of your collection. So just click OK so that it will be available public across all the pages. Now I'm going to use this collection here. So you will be, it looks like it's coming back again, which means like it has now appeared as a global one. Earlier it was a private if you click the checkbox. So now we have come to conclusion, like we have created a queue and we are going to add the items into work queue, and we know the input collection as location that's going to get loaded into our work queue. The work queue name is BP07 with the temperature extractions and Google. So you can be able to see there is a 4 items, 4 rows available in this location collection. And those 4 rows is going to add into your work queue. Also, you have to keep it in mind, creation of work queue is in systems tab, and you can be able to manage your queues in control room, which is control tab. Under that, you have a queue management concept. I'm going to show you next how to view the item in control room once you add the items to the queue. So now to add the item to work queue, just run this action. It's going to load those 4 locations into your work queue which is on the name BP07. So now you can be able to see the action is completed, which means like it doesn't throw any error. It is assumed that it had successfully load the data into your work queue. So now we will get into the controls tab and see the queue management part, which is under the queue name BP07. And let's see whether the 4 rows which we have used, which is a location collection, loaded into the work queue. So go to controls tab, click on the controls tab and choose your process, exactly your queue name. And under queue management tree, you can have queue management tree. Under that you'll have BP07 temperature extraction Google, which is our queue name which we've recently created. And you can be able to see those 4 pending item which is available in the queue. So that is actually those 4 items which is getting loaded, but you don't have any clue what are those 4 transactions or what are those 4 items which is available in the collection. Remember, in the earlier sections, I've asked to keep the key value or item key as empty in queue creation part. So if you make the collection column name, which is input collection column name, exactly there, so those column is going to get visible in your item key, so that it will make easy for you to track instead of having a blank value. So now you never know what is first location, second location, third location, and followed by that. So to get visible your item key is nothing but the input collection column which you are using to add the item into work queue. Define the column name so that it will get visible here for your reference. So to add the item key, again go back to the systems tab and click on work queues, choose your work queue. Here you can have key name. So you have to define the key name so that your item key will not be blank and it will be able to visible, or it will be able to display your column name which you have used in the add to queue input. So you have to choose the column name exactly what it is available in your input collection which is used to add queue. So to do that, you have to open the process and double click the collection to see the field name. So now I'm back again to the process and I have a collection here which is under the name location, and the field name is place. So you can have n number of fields. You can add how many ever fields you want into the collection, because that's not having any rule to add any limitations for the collection fields. And the field name can be only one, because you have to choose one column name to get it visible in item key. Even if you have 10 columns in your collection, you have to define which column name or which column is going to get a display in your queue management as item key. You have to take that particular column name. In this case, it looks very simple because you have only one column name. So I'm going to take this column name, which is going to be our item key. Click OK and switch back again to your systems tab. So we are back again to our systems tab. Under workflow, work queues, choose the work queue which you want to do. And in that, we are going to set the key name, which is place. Place is the field name available in our input collection. So just click apply. Once you click apply, your queue name, which is like item key name, now will get loaded with the proper values or in the particular column which we have defined. So earlier we have seen the 4 items which is pending, but the item key is empty. We will not be able to see the value, which value is empty or which value is marked as a completed or exception or so and so. So now if I rerun the same collection again, same add to queue action again, it's going to add again the 4 item into work queue, but you will be able to see the difference where item key will not be empty now. It will have the values in each row. So in this location collection, this initial value column place will come into your item key part. You can go and rerun the action again. We are going to add it again. So which means like now it had ran successfully. And let's switch back to the control room part and see whether the item key is added successfully as expected. So we are back to the control room tab, controls tab, and click refresh. So you will be able to see a Delhi, London, Hamilton, Chennai. So it will give more insight about the transaction instead of keeping it blank or keeping it empty. So that is the main aim of giving a field name or field name in the item key field when you configure your queue. So you have to configure at only once, because you don't need to configure often. If you want to change the column name, if it looks, for example, if you are creating any account, in this case account number might be very sensitive part where you don't need to visible that in the control or queue management part. In that case you can go to the other as like name or first name last name, so on, so other columns. So you can give those values or those column name for your reference to track the transaction done by bot. So that's pretty much on creation of queue, addition of item into work queue with item key. So now you will be able to create your own queue with proper name related to the process name, so that it will get easy to map. And next to that, you can be able to give item key and atoms if you want to define any atoms, number of atoms for each and every transaction, you can do that as well. And after adding that items into work queue, go to process and use action stage to add the items into work queue. And next that you can use queue management in the control step to monitor the queue which we have recently created, so that it will have list of details for each and every transaction we can be able to perform using the bot. So see you on the next session with detailing more about like handling the transaction which is available in your control room, how to make or what are the different states of each and every transaction when it is working or when marked as an exception, all these things. So you'll have different status based on the run type, or based on the run, your transaction status will keep changing. So see you on the next session.